Hello, everyone. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at these pesky little things called decoys, something that they added as a full feature a little while ago. Now, it's important to differentiate the difference between a decoy, like those little sticks that the F-14 shoots that makes people waste missiles, versus a decoy that is like, ooh, it's a decoy. It looks like a decoy, and it feels like a decoy, and it quacks like a duck, and it's a chicken. So we're going to take a look at that today and some of the tactical implications and kind of understand sort of how it was implemented. So to do this, of course, as you can tell by the date, you know where we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to organize a little strike mission on the little split naval base down here. To help us out today, of course, we've got a bunch of F-15Es. Perfect aircraft for this. Of course, we're taking AGM-130s, which is a little extreme for this, but that's okay. And of course, we have some F-16 CGs. It feels wrong though. Like that's not my standard F-16 there, but it had to be somewhat timely. So to do the strike, I'm going to be a little old school here. I'm going to control right click. I'm going to go ahead and define myself an area, drag it around here. Let go. Yes. Let's say blow up split. Anybody who's played the Operation Allied Force scenarios over in the lovely game Falcon Allied Force is very, very familiar with this. So I'm going to just kind of run through the motions here. Blow up stuff, please. All right. We'll go ahead and do a patrol. We'll do a destroy stuff on the ground patrol. Press the okie doke button right there. Lovely. So one thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to define some WRA, and I'm going to do targeting priority because I want them to attack the piers first. So I'm going to go ahead and create one. Let's see here. Units, things like this, facilities. Your first priority naturally is going to be, let's see here, building surface. Is it structures or is it buildings? I never remember. Oh, here we go. Piers. Delightful. Priority 1, destroy all the piers, because that would be the first thing I'd be interested in. All right, we'll do facility again. Let's see here. Priority number 2 here. Let's see here. I don't need any of that stuff. We obviously want to blow up anything that looks expensive. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to do me any good. Actually, yeah, we'll blow that up too. Let's see here. Surface buildings. Let's see. Hangars. And, oh, what was that? A control tower, warehouse, a lighthouse, and none of that stuff's really that important for us. Let's see here. We'll do bunkers. Anything expensive. Oh, ammo bunker. Oh, heck yeah. I'm going to press OK on that one. All right, but I actually would prefer if you would target the ships first. So anything that's an open bunker, go for. Anything that's an open structure, go for. After that, go nuts. That sounds good to me. I like that. The next priority, of course, I'm going to add in here. We'll do facilities, and we're going to attack any sort of facility. We'll limit to types in this. I wish it kept that, but yeah, it's just kind of the way. SAM, of course, any targeting class is going to be preferred here. We got some SAM 6s. I'm actually going to reduce their priority here. And then, of course, last is going to be any sort of surveillance radars that's going to kind of keep an eye on us. We don't want to be wasting ammo on those things. Surveillance, press okie doke. Cool. All right, go down, and we have a beautiful mission here. Priority 1 is going to be destroy the piers. We got to get their navy, very important. Priority 2 is going to be the ammo. I could put, the diesel bunkers and stuff like that in here, but the bunkers should be dealt with. Then, of course, if you have any free ammo, waste them on SAMs, then waste them on any surveillance radars. Looks pretty good to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to order everybody to launch here. So I'm just going to leave it like that. Obviously, this is Yugoslavia and Italy, so the weather's going to be terrible, so that's fine with me. Flight size, I'm going to go set up to 4. I'm actually going to disengage that. It doesn't matter that much. All right, let's see. I'm in contacts. QRA, flight plan. I'm not going to do any flight plans. I don't need any of that today. All right, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I think that's basically all I want on that. Units, we're going to go ahead and toss in our lovely Strike Eagles here. And we're also going to go ahead and toss in our CGs. Normally what I would do is run these as, let's do it right. I'll put them as a separate mission. All right, so that's done. I'm happy with that. Let's see here. The current time is 2300 on the Zulu scale. We'll set a takeoff time. We'll do this in a true Allied Force fashion. We'll set them to be 2302 because, you always want to launch the F-16s first. All right, that's good. Let's go ahead and add my next mission. CD. I wonder if that's actually how you spell CD. It's one of those words that you always hear, but you never actually see spelled. All right, it is EY, by the way. All right, let's go push that one down. CD. We'll go mission settings here. We want a group of 4. We don't have to do that. Obviously, I'm not going to set priority or anything like that. Actually, yes, I will. I love being able to set priority now. All right, let's go ahead and add a new priority. Primary thing, of course, is we're going to be blowing up SAMs. Then we're going to blow up the radars because I do not want to be wasting my really expensive harm missiles on something that I don't really, it's nice to blow up, of course, but that's not the priority. I believe the Navy's job is to blow up all those surveillance radars anyway, so I'm not going to bother with that. All right, surveillance will be our second type. Press the OK button. Surveillance is going to go underneath SAM. Man, that's a great feature. I'm glad they added that. All right, mission settings looks good, 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 looks good. All right, we'll flip that on. Why not? Head over here, mission settings. We'll actually flip that on here. Movement style. I love that. Yeah, I don't feel like I need to change anything else except my CD. You guys are gonna take off at 01. That way they have a little tiny bit of priority when it comes to takeoff. Perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and save. And we'll go ahead and unpause here just in case things come falling apart on me, like they always do. Oh man, I'm getting some flashbacks here. All right, so Amendola Airport. So this one's pretty fun because it's like, it's a big military base, but it's not really a big military base. It's actually pretty tame as far as military bases goes. All right, let's launch. Here we go. Whoop-de-daisy. Here comes our aircraft. Let's see here. It looks like we've immediately opened the proceedings. I'm guessing these are harms. Yeah, they're harms. And they're on the way. Now, remember a minute ago I said, please prioritize destroying like SAMs. Now, you're probably like, why did you just do that? The reason we just did that is on account of the fact that this particular radar was the first thing we detected within the zone of influence here. So I'm noticing our lovely guys, our AGM launching their 130s. These are absurd weapons. Look at this thing. It's like a little tiny camera on the wing, regular Mark 84 with a bunch of huge wings, and they have massive standoff range. So you can see they're just letting these things rip, and we're getting all sorts of warnings for fire control radars down there, which that's a little scary if you ask me. They're come ripping down. I don't know where are those going? Are you guys going to take a turn, or is this just an oopsie that's going to end up in the drink? Yep, that's an oopsie that's going to end up in the drink. Oh, there they go. That was cool. They decided to retarget, it looks like. Oh, now we've got 3 different warnings down there for SAMs. Oh, one of them's lighting us up there. That's probably bad news, but we'll see what happens. We'll let things shake out. Okay, so one of them is trying to track us there. And here comes all my bombs. Hopefully those all hit the desired targets. Where's my F-16 buddies? Oh, nope, there goes the rest of them. Hey, Harm 2. Oh, they called them Harm 2. I like that. All right, so my F-16s are going to come rolling in here. Hopefully they left a couple harms so they could do the deed here. All right, let's see here. And we got some fire control radars. We're starting to confirm the location of these different... something down there. Seems to be... Oh, we got a SAM. We got a SAM. We got a SAM. Sam. Good thing we don't have like a Michael or a James or something like that. Just a Sam. All right. Do you have confirmation on where that guy was? Is he going to fire again, or did we tapped him already? Nice. There's 3 Sams down there. Of course. I knew they'd be playing something sneaky like that. All right. Missiles are on the way. Missiles are coming. Here they go. Here we go. Wreck the Sams. Wreck the Sams. Oh, yeah. There it is. Wow. They speckled those guys pretty bad there. Good job, F-16s. Everybody come on home, and we'll take a look. Oh, here comes the next round of the really expensive bombs. Woo! And we're pretty good there. Nice. All right, good job, everybody. Good job. Good job. All right, let's pause. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to losses and expenditures real quick. And let's see here. We got an ammo shelter, and it says that we've lost some different items here. Let's see here. We blew up a lot of generic missile training rounds and stuff like that, but we actually didn't do any of that. Now you're saying, oh boy, here he goes. Here we go. So in reality there were a lot of decoys in this mission, and that was the purpose of the mission. The only SAM that was a real SAM was this one. These 2 were both decoys. And you'll notice up in the upper right corner, it says the word decoy. They don't do anything. They were just there looking pretty. And then, believe it or not, my naval base here, every single one of these ships was a decoy. And you're sitting there going, oh, so what did we blow up? You blew up a bunch of plywood and paint is what you just blew up here. And it's one of those things that we didn't know it was a decoy, so we just blew it up. There's a couple things you probably did notice, though. You probably noticed, though, when my SAM locked on, all of these had radars, but this was the only SAM to actually fire. The other thing you probably observed is the fact they all had exactly the same wavelength, and they were frustrating our ability to identify them separate from each other. And you're probably noticing a couple of those different components in here. This was a genuine radar. So what is a decoy in the context of what we have in command? Well, first of all, if you press Shift Insert, you allow yourself to go ahead and place one. I'm going to go ahead and click right here, for example. And you're going to notice that everything looks exactly the same. So let's go ahead and grab myself everybody's favorite, SA2D. I like the DE. It's the one that I'm most familiar with. You want to click on it, you'll notice it says decoy. This unit is exactly identical to other units like it. There's nothing different about this particular unit. As a matter of fact, the missiles it shoots are very rare missiles. The radar signals it shoots out are very real radar signals. It's hard to say those 2 together. But the big thing here is the reason this is so effective is because this is a decoy, we can do some silly things on it to make it more decoy-like. Let me show you what I mean. So if you actually would take a look at my little SA6s up here, notice the radars were chirping away and they were causing us problems, and we were trying to lock onto them and blow them up. Well, surprise, if you actually come over here, you'll notice there are no weapons here. This is just the radar station that I set up here, which they happily chirped away with to actually confuse the heck out of the opponents. This guy over here, he's a full SA2, but if we were to leave him here in decoy mode, he would actually fire off missiles that would do actual real damage here. So you're probably saying, so what's the point of the decoy then? The decoy is exactly what you expect. When you build a decoy, you can limit its capabilities by basically adjusting it. If you want to make it a shooting decoy, cool. If you want to make it a non-shooting decoy, you don't have to. One of really, really silly things that I've seen somebody do here is they actually went in here to weapons. You can add a weapon record, and you can do some really, really, really silly things here. I could actually attach missiles of a different platform here. So if I wanted to, let's see here, we have a D and an E. Which one's the one I like? 32 out of 32. Yeah, this is V601P is going to be the one I add. All right, cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and toss it in there. Whoopsies. My mistake there. I meant to add a mount. I accidentally added the weapon. Let me fix myself real fast here. Remove weapon record. I did not mean to do that. I meant to add a mount. SA3. There we are. We want the quad rail. All directions. Click. Don't forget, if you're using an SA3, you need the associated radar as well, which I believe it's the dog ear. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've done Petchora. Oh, we'll see what I got here. Oh, no, it's weapon mount. Yeah, I wanted a mount. Give me a mount. Oh, let's see if they just have SA3 radar. That'll make my life much simpler. I gotta earn it. Hang on a second. Low blow. Dog ear is the one that's on the little vehicle. Oh, well. All right, cool. So what I've actually done here is I've created a custom nasty unit. So I have not only a decoy, but I have a decoy that won't actually fire any SA2s. As a matter of fact, if we want to complete the expression here, we can actually come in here and remove the individual weapon records. So I can come in here. I really wish it didn't do that. You should double click it to make it do that. So we can come in here very carefully and we can remove all the weapon records. And what would happen is when people fly up to this thing, they'll detect it as an SA2. And of course, the whole thing is just a decoy that launches SA3s. So you can have a lot of fun with these kind of options here. One of the things you want to note, though, and let me go switch to the other team again real fast here. Let me grab myself a, I don't know, I'll do something pretty big here. Give me an E8, because I'm pretty confident the E8 can do the job here. All right, we want the EA8C, J-Stars Surveillance. This thing is such a cool aircraft if you've ever actually seen it. Sensors, let's go flip on that bizarrely powerful radar on here. I'll go this way a little bit. Unpause, and just give him some time to do his little rotatey thing in place here. There we go. All right, acquire. Acquire, my friend. Acquire. Okay, he's nice and acquired. Sweet. Am I in God's eye view mode? No, I wasn't. That's the J-Stars for you. Not only did the J-Stars do a perfect job, but it actually identified everybody too. Wow, I forgot how good this aircraft was for these things. All right, so if I click on my SA2 here, you'll notice that it says SA2DE on it, and that's what it's identified as. Everything about this says SA2. Even if I clicked up here, it would give me all the details of the SA2. But of course now, this isn't an SA2. Now, one of the cool things is there's this new option if you right-click this is toggle decoy. When you click that, you're going to get the little the little arrow thing here, and it's going to flag itself as a decoy. Now, let me give you a couple notes about this. First things first, that decoy right there still can fire missiles. Just because it's a decoy doesn't mean it's not an armed or radared decoy. So in my particular ironic case here, if I were to take pot shots at that thing, it would engage. The other thing worth noting about decoys, and let me show you this real fast, and this is an important point of order here, is the fact that if I right-click and order somebody to be a decoy, like I've done right here, you'll notice that even though it's a real aircraft, other units will ignore it. Now, this is kind of an interesting little tactical piece here, and this is one of those that I'm sure people will find a fun way to exploit. But the reality is because I can flag something as a decoy, I can now order specific units to be ignored from attacks. So if I wanted to, I could go to an airbase and flag everything except the thing I want to blow up as a decoy, and what it would do is not engage those. You'll see now, by the way, that they're firing. Both of those are real targets, by the way. Neither one of those is a decoy. You'll notice that because I flagged one as a decoy, he's just happily kind of firing away here. Now, the cool thing is I can always go Shift F1, click on him, and give him a pair of these, kind of a thing like that. And even though he was a decoy originally, there's nothing stopping me from actually launching stuff at him. And you can see it gets splattered there. So now if I were to go over to my losses and expenditures, let's go ahead and pop that one real fast. You'll see they lost 2 bear H's. It doesn't say which one of these was a decoy. I kind of wish it would tell me that it blew up the decoy, just to kind of throw me for a loop kind of a thing like that, but I'm perfectly fine with that. So you can see there's a lot of tactical implications of what we've seen here today. Why do they do this by default? Every time I get a new patch, they've all got to change the setting. But as you can see very quickly, it actually works really, really well to add a little bit of variety and kind of confuse the player. Now, one thing you're probably also seeing, and before I shop, let's take a look at that real quick. And that's an interesting little complication. I almost forgot to mention this. So I have an OA10 here, and he's kind of flying around, and we have these two buildings down here. You'll notice the two buildings are marked exactly the same way. If I order my little A10 here to come flying down, come on down here, A10. Need you to do me a favor, but you got to lose a little bit of altitude to demonstrate it. Get down here, get down here, get down here. Okay, thank you, A10. You've done a beautiful job. You'll notice both of these buildings are still large buildings. If I were to switch over to red real quick, you'll notice this one's large, you'll notice this one's large, but this one is actually a decoy. That means that our poor players now, when they click on things, even if they do some sophisticated, acquisition of their various targets, actually, I want to make sure very, very carefully that we are capturing them properly. There we go. So if I click on these now, you'll notice that I cannot identify that one as a decoy, even though I can visually acquire that particular unit. So this is going to create some interesting little challenges and little things that will definitely have some fun there. And again, it's all about how you employ it and what you're going to intend to do with it. Enjoy.